My name is Marion. I'm working here at Protec as a laser operator, machine operations. From KCB Foundation, I came here through KCB. So I came to know about KCB Foundation is through referrals from a friend. So that was the first time I heard about KCB, and to jiajiri, that is when now I enrolled for the interview. Kitambo too, when I was still a student in high school, because we studied away from a very different environment like this, so you wanted a passion kama mimi, I wanted something very different and something unique from whatever we know. So after high school, I studied electrical engineering, and then after that is when I came to, after school, that is after campus, so that is when I came to learn more about engineering. So that is why I started majoring on the engineering side of fabrication. After application online through their website, nili shortlistiwa for an interview that was to be done in Protec. Hapo sasa ndio we met with the KCB team that interviewed us. We did the necessary, the papers, maswali, nini, and then after that is when now we were shortlisted for also the second interview before now placement for the class. We went for class. We were scheduled for 3 months class and then 3 months attachment or field. So that is when I studied. We went for the 3 months class. We studied like very many things. The classes actually ilianza almost immediately because we came for the interview, or the interview, and then they gave us the duty or the timetable on how the classes would run. So you see, it was like you to be punctual, you to know when and at what time you should be in class also. So after that, in the next week, we started the class, the introduction. So you came sasa to know about whatever you wanted to come to learn, you see. So that introductions, the basic things, the PPEs to be used, you see, all the necessary things to be done. For CNC, it is pure like engineering. It is not hard, but it wants you to be determined. So for that, you need to be passionate. You need to be able to know whatever you want to do. You have, because the field we are in, iko gender biased kidogo. For a lady to venture into this work, it is very competitive. For class, we had classes for practicals. So it is not a new thing when you are coming from an attachment. It is not new because in class you have already gone for practicals hapa na pale, nini, tushajuana, ushajua components za laser, ushajua the safety measures, nini, precautions to be. You know also whatever you need to do when there is an emergency. But the good thing about CNC lasers, they have sensors. For example, kwa laser, hapo kwa the nozzle, kuna part hapo nozzle chini, when you touch it inaruka, it has an alarm. So hiyo haiwezi kata mtu, itakata ile kitu tu kama kuna wood router ama laser inakata only chuma. For example, me, I did laser and plasma, but I majored at laser, CNC laser. CNC laser is a computerized laser. Si ile ya kitambo. This is something that you can control from this panel. Na itakata. The laser has a lot of things. Ikona laser source, in which that is the main component. Ikona the nozzle, ikona the rails, ikona the chiller, stabilizer. Those are the things that zina make up a laser. Also the motors, all the parts ya laser ikona motors at both sides. So that was in theory. From then now in class, as much as we were going for classes, what do you call practicals, to go see that niyo tu ni introduction, seeing how the laser is. Ukiangalia tu even without touching it, you have to understand it kwanza. If you see it, you can be able to identify that this is a laser CNC, not the manual one. For the classes, zilikuwa zina run during the week, but for proper and for people who wanted to know more, you have to create your own time for better understanding and to be able to capture, because for the 3 months you naingia class but you still also to generate your own time kujitolea for you to understand. It is wide but not complicated, so for you to master something unafaa kujicreate an extra time for you to grasp anything yenye inafaa kukata. So hapo sasa after classes we did the exam. There is an exam after the nini. We did the exam, then immediately we went for the attachments. For me, I was placed at Protec. So I came to Protec. Nilianza kama attachee hapa kwa laser. So that is when now you come to practice whatever you learned in class. So yeah, so that is what it is entailed. But in details, laser sasa kama we have from the design, so how the process inakuja. So after, as much as we are given like a bit of design, we learn about design, but the basic ones, the things that you can be able to do or you can be able to use here. So we do the design kidogo, but me I did with Inventor.
So design ni kitu moja napenda sana because it's my passion. After nimeanza niliona this is something I enjoy doing. So design sometimes it can be complex, sometimes simple, depending na client specifications. So unaweza pata client amekuja na design fulani, so you have to understand the design first, get a sketch, get all the right dimensions, and then now we sketch. After umeifanya kwa computer, everything is okay, it's approved, then tunaituma kwa the next process, whether it's cutting, bending or fabrication. My name is Joy Waroi. I'm a designer here at Protec Automation. I did agronomy in campus. After I completed, nikaenda job hapa kule, but I wasn't really satisfied because deep down I wanted something different. So at one point, beshte yangu akakuja akaniambia kuna hii KCB Foundation, Tujajiri Foundation, and akanitumia link ya apply, so I decided to try my luck. So after nime apply, nikakuwa selected, tukaenda for an interview, and then we went for a 3 months course, alafu tukaenda internship ingine ya 3 months, no, attachment, sorry. And then after that nikapata job hapa Protec because I was attached here. My boss decided it's okay to retain me because nilikuwa nimejituma. So for example, client akisema nataka kudesigniwa something like wheelbarrows, this is what I do. We make sure we do our designs according to the client's specifications in terms of dimensions, the height, length and everything. And then once we do that, we make sure every stage of design is approved. Now as you can see, this is how it will appear step by step. Every stage must be approved and must be tested maybe through prototyping to make sure that it aligns with all the specifications that were given by the client, to make sure there is no wastage, there is no basically wastage of resources and materials. And then finally we have this for the ball, and then we have other parts. This is what we send to the next process because we cannot send it ikiwa folded. Once it is taken to the laser, ikikatwa inabendiwa, ikishabendiwa inakuwa hivi. So once it goes through fabrication, assembly na painting, this is what it will look like.
So after the design, you transfer the file you have designed from the design room or from the computer to the laser using a DXF form. There is a form yenye inakuja hapa, unaitransfer hapa in DXFs. So that DXF, that is what now the laser can understand. So that is the language with the laser. So when it comes here, when you open that file here, inakujanga, the laser can able to run all the nini using the diagram in DXF form. So hapo sasa ndio you can start the preps for there are some preps ukundani for the laser before you cut. Before you lay the material, you have to inspect the machine kama iko sawa, you have to check the nozzle also. Kuna critical parts kama nozzle, kuna lens pale hivyo, the head has also a lens. So your lens inaweza affect the cutting. So you should be keen on the parameters you use. We call them parameters here. So unafaa kucheck kwanza that the nozzle you're using, because we have variety. Kuna mild steel alafu kuna stainless steel. A nozzle that is used to cut stainless steel si kama ya mild steel, so you have to change. Also the thickness of the material. For laser kama hizi sasa, thickness ya 4mm unawezi kata na nozzle ya 3mm. Every thickness has their own nozzle. Okay, after sasa tume receive DXF form from design, inakujanga hapa, we open it as now imekuwa sasa DXF form. So here now, for example, we are cutting the wheelbarrow, the ball, because hiyo ndo for example tunakata ball. So we take the materials huku tunaiplace huku, we open the DXF here, in which iko hapa because imeshatumwa kutoka kwa design. So from here you do the necessary, you nest it kama hiko nested, you frame. Kuna vitu zinafanyika, kuna frame, kuna kunest, kuna set the reference points, hiyo nini ziko tu hapa juu. So you feed the correct information and then now you go back to the workpiece. Workpiece sasa after umele you have to frame to minimize juu laser it can haiwezi control penye inakata. You have to put the workpiece or the sheet in its correct place. So unafaa frame, make it iko centered, isikai vibaya because inaweza kata nje. So after you put the workpiece hapa on the floor, everything is correct here, imesetiwa correctly here. That is when now you start. You can either use this control panel on the screen, or we have also the machine, the remote. The remote to help in ukiwa movement. You have to inspect the parts zenye zinakatwa as you are cutting, because labda kuna kitu imeenda wrong and then hawezi stop. So hawezi kimbia huku kwa nini. So you have to have a movable remote. You can control it from anywhere. You can pause, you can put an emergency stop if there is a problem. The command yenye laser inachukua ni from the DXF form. How it is designed is how it is cutting. Alterations hakuna zenye zinachangiwa, ni ile tu unaweza change to some features zenye zinafit laser kama ni parameters, so that it can suit the whatever you are cutting. The thickness, you have to inspect the thickness, the nozzle you are using, the type of material you are cutting. Yeah. Laser ikiwa imekaa hivi, this is the bed. Penye workpiece imelala kama hii stainless steel, penye imelala, this is the bed. It has sensors kama hizi. These and that one does not limit sensors. Also the one holding the Z-axis. This is the Z-axis. You see, this is the Z-axis. The Z-axis iko na the torch, in which the torch is iko na components kama hii, iko na the nozzle, the zenye hatuwezi ona hapa saizi ni lenses. We have lenses. We have 3 types of lenses. Kuna nini tena? Kuna the motors that drive the nini. Both. Also there are also motors kwa hii panel hapa chini, the control nini. We have the laser source huko nyuma. Sasa hiyo ndio tunasema the kichwa ya laser. Without the laser source, there's nothing can be performed. We have the stabilizer for the electricity. We have the chiller. The remote also is part of it. We have gas. So depending on the material you are cutting, the hapo sasa determine the gas will be using. So after kukata the ball, the wheelbarrow ball, sasa hapo kwa kukata hapo, there is parts zenye laser inakata na kuna parts zina engraviwa. For the engraving, that is now the useful part, bending wanatumia. So bending, they will bend as per the engraving or the bending lines. the same way we are given the accept forms from the design, also the design team wanapeana bending drawings, engineering bending drawings. So for the bending, wata understand the bending, the drawing using the bending marks. So where kuna sasa kama angles, they will bend as per the angles zenye ziko kwa the drawing, the bending engineering paper. So sasa hapo ndo penye bending ina come through. Bending wana bend hivyo, kisha next inaenda fabrication. For bending also here ni CNC, so we feed all the hizo stuff zenye ziko kwa drawing on the bending machine. So hapo ina bend tu yenyewe. Challenges zenye ziko kwa hii field, definitely there's challenges. Challenges ni this field iko dominated by men. So but sasa it is interesting when a lady ako huku, mnabishana na hao because this is what we are doing. Okay, si kazi soft, huku inataka kujikaza, inahitaji like being passionate, able to understand. Alafu vitu zingine ni zile za engineering. So you have to bring the engineering part in your mind. Kujua that this and this is what is done. But sasa the interesting part of this also ni something from a plain sheet. Like a plain sheet, unaweza develop something yenye iko useful in the society, very useful. So unaweza pata tunakata kama hiyo wheelbarrow, that wheelbarrow will come to something very useful yenye ina impact people's. Na most of the things sisi tunakuanga tumeitengeneza huko. So everything, most of the parts, hata kama ni dustbins zile, the parts we make. Also kwa magari we also make some parts. So it is very interesting. It is actually satisfying when you know that ukiona gari mahali ama ukiona wheelbarrow, you know I'm behind. Hata kama see the whole process, you know mikono yangu ilipita mahali hapa, or my mind was behind the design or the technical part of it. So encouraging youth outside there, hata kama hauko na anything, or just study more. This is something you will come to start. Kama sisi, even as we studied something else, but we came to hadi hapa ndani, you have a lot of people who study very different things. But sasa, we are here, we are doing the same thing. We are from those minds from outside there, to come into a one team yenye mnaweza with a common goal, that at the end of this, ukimaliza design, mimi unanipea laser, napea forming, mwingine anachukua paint, and then the last consumer is the client. Unaona client anafurahia, this is the work he aliorder ama she ordered. KCB impact like positively in our life because of, or kama si wao hatungekuwa hapa, or mimi mwenyewe hadi singekuwa probably. Na hata because of them I get to study. We don't pay, they sponsor us. So we are sponsored, when they take care of by way of environment, wanakujanga ku make visits, you see? Yeah, they wanachangia, they are doing a good work, because to sponsor someone fully for a course like this, more so in engineering, that is not easy. Interesting part kwa hii field ni seeing something from scratch to life, you see? It is interesting, by the way. I encourage people outside there to do this. Youth mostly, hata kama kuna limitations, but if you have the chance, please do it, because in a change, it is a life changing. You can be able to do a lot of things having this training. For example, kama mimi imenipea a lot of opportunities. I now know a lot of things. Inaweza nilipia rent, inaweza nipea food, and like kukaa tu, you see, kukaa tu home. You can also inakupea ukwe creative. You have yani unakuwa creative in a way that unaweza create something, or you can see something from nothing, kama sasa the drawing, to a real thing until kitu yenye nakuja kusaidia. So the output is very satisfying, very good. I encourage all the youth uko nje try to get the opportunity to apply for the KCB Foundation, because inasaidia. Me personally, I can speak from my personal level that this thing iko very fine, iko very interesting. So I urge all the youth to apply if it is possible. Apply, get yourself a chance, and you'll learn a lot.